What is up? Welcome back to another Digimon Linkz video. This one's going to be more of like an update kind of discussion type video. We're using growlmon.net. Again, this is an awesome site that is very useful. I don't know if you guys can see me turning down the brightness, but either way, I just did because it was too bright for me. But again, awesome site that's really good for being able to pull up information on Digimon and things like that. Their evolution trees, their signature skills, their natural resistances, things of that nature. So again, I implore you guys to use it if you want to know information about it. It's kind of like, if you guys are familiar with like the Dokkan community, it's kind of like their variation of a DBZ.space, which is really cool because a lot of games don't have something like this. So it's an awesome resource. It has all the data mines and stuff like that. So check it out for sure. Anyways, cheap plug out of the way for the website. Shadowy Champions event. The new event, Shadowy Champions, was just announced. It is a 2-week-long exchange event in which we can fight the intense, quotes, intense, stage of the first time, which will be even harder than expert. This event will have Blackwargreymon and Blackmetalgarurumon up for grabs, and is not unlikely that we may see Omegamon Zwarte, in a ranking event in the second week of this event, just like we did for Gallantmon. So, basically, to decompress this, what they're saying is, first and foremost, these two are going to be in an event that's going to be out for 2 weeks, Blackwargreymon and Blackmetalgarurumon. And it's possible that in the second half of this event, like midway through the event, they launch a second event that has Omegamon Zwarte. Again, a second event. They're probably not going to be part of the same thing. And they likened it to what happened with Gallantmon. Now, if you recall, Gallantmon, this was like just a couple of weeks ago now. Basically, what happened was they ran the regular Gallantmon event. And then midway through the event, you know, and for first and foremost, even when they announced the event, they said, hey, make sure that you get these specialty chips from the exchange, not the ones from the capture, but the chip from the exchange, because they're going to be useful on Gallantmon and any other Digimon, including Force Visualmon and stuff like that. It's going to be useful there. You'll get more damage in. So at that point, they launched Gallantmon CM's event midway through the regular Gallantmon event, and they both ran concurrently. Both were up at the same time. So they're saying that could potentially happen here. This isn't a guarantee, but keep in mind, that means that this guy may be around the corner, and that also may mean that a nice capture is coming. But again, you can still grind up the Digimon. You don't have to worry too much about capturing in this game. As far as Digimon go, you may want to capture the chips most of the time, to be honest with you, unless you're pulling for tickets. Tickets are really, really good. A lot of people don't really realize how good the ticket capture is, because it gives you basically the best value at getting a Mega. Unfortunately, the Megas are underwhelming, to say the least, but it's really good for friendship and stuff like that, so you really don't have to worry about a capture too much. Magnamon is here as the current Mega Festival capture. That's about to end in a couple of days when this launches, actually. Pretty much just about everything that's live is going to end. The Magnamon capture, the Myotismon event, all that stuff is going to end. So anyways, let's take a look at Black War and Black Metal. All right, and then we'll take a look at Omegamon Zwarte as well. These guys are going to be very, very similar to their regular versions, with this guy having a difference between his fire attacks being changed to darkness attacks, exact same attacks, exact same power, if I recall correctly. And aside from that, they did shuffle up the stats on these Digimon a bit. We'll come back to that in a little bit on the Garurumon, because it's more noticeable there. But again, very well-rounded Digimon. Let's go ahead and read the description here. Very much like his regular form for a very average Digimon. Well-rounded stats, but lacking signature skills put this Digimon in Tier B. So basically, his signature skills aren't very good, right? That's what they're saying. Moderate physical damage is cool for farming, I guess. 250 power, nice accuracy. 92 is not bad. 97 accuracy, 500 power, massive physical darkness damage. So the cool thing about this guy is it's going to be nice to get darkness type Digimon, because there's a lot of Digimon floating around that have a weakness to darkness typing. So it's cool to still be able to get him. That'll kind of put him in my book ahead of a regular Blackwargreymon, because again of that typing and the resistances and stuff like that. Not to mention he also resists fire, which is pretty cool. And of course you can give him more resistances, something like electricity or whatever you want to give him. So he's not too bad, but he's not going to be amazing. And we have Omegamon Zwarte here. So Omegamon Zwarte is literally Omegamon, but just changed up a little bit differently in the stat distribution period. He's a little bit faster than Omegamon from what I can see, but he's not as bulky, I don't think. 55, 44. He's a little bit less bulky, not crazy, and not very much faster, but he's a bit faster. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Transcendent Sword is still there, and massive magical water damage Supreme Cannon. So he keeps the exact same signature skills, exact same ones. Trades off resistances, of course, because this is a darkness Digimon. So He's now weak to light, but resisting the darkness. Still weak to fire as well, which I don't know if a regular Omegamon was weak to that. I'm not really good with the whole weakness resistance thing because a lot of them are weak to multiple things and then weak to each other. It's kind of confusing for me personally, but still learning it out. I'm still figuring it out, excuse me. So let's go ahead and read the description here. Very similar to regular Omegamon, it is slightly faster and less durable. Hey, I was right. I know my Omegamon because I have the Omegamon. Also a great single target water attacker and also serves well as an AoE farmer. Here's the thing about this guy. If you grind him up to +4, these are his stats. Very nice stat distribution. Again, another darkness type Digimon. There are not very many of these floating around, and the cool thing about him is he can be darkness and hit for weakness, which would be Transcended Sword, but that's not the best thing because Transcended Sword is really underwhelming, but still, it's a possibility. It does give you a bit of a advantage in some scenarios, which is why, for example, Lord Nightmon's really, really good with Fist of the Athena, because it's a fire type move and it hits for its weakness. And a lot of Digimon that hit for their weakness are really good, just in general, right? So it's a good option for you. If you need a farmer type Digimon, you can get that. But first and foremost, you want to make sure that you get the Supreme Cannon, especially like if you're somebody like me who already has a Transcendent Sword Omega Shenron. Wow. Omegamon. You know, you don't really need that again. He's good for farming, really, really good for farming. He's got me through every single event thus far, but you don't need it. You definitely would prefer this. And another reason why you prefer it is because, for one, it's really powerful. 540 power there and 97 accuracy. It's a really good move. A 10% critical chance. You really want this move. It's really, really good. And another reason why you would want it, though, is because there are a lot of Digimon floating around in PvP that have a weakness to water. And water Digimon, type Digimon, just water type Digimon, or like water type signature skills are not very common in the game right now. Like, and when I run into one, it's always like, oh, snap, how do I deal with this? Of course you can deal with it, but it's like, my team personally has like a pretty big deficiency to water. Another one would be like electricity for me. And those are two typings that haven't really got pushed that much in this game. Also, nature's up there too. So when you get the opportunity to get one of the less common signature skills on a Digimon, you definitely want to go for it because, again, water is not very common. Unless you have like a Dianamon, a Plezimon, which screw the Plezimon event. That's probably like the worst event this game's ever had. And I didn't bother to play it at all. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to bother with this. This is horrible. I did want the Boltmon, though, to put that out there, but still. You know, just kind of putting that out there. It's a good option. Definitely want to go for it if you can. That's just kind of all hearsay because we don't know if this will be a thing. But I assume it will be relatively soon after anyway because, you know, these two come out and relatively soon at some point he should come out too. And look at these icons. They're nice. I like the icons. Last but not least, we'll kind of take a back step, right? We'll take a look at Metalgarurumon, and he's slower. He's a lot slower. He is a lot slower than the regular Metalgarurumon. But he's bulkier. He's like the exact opposite of Omegamon, and let me show you that. I know they're going to say it, right? Best stat is defense, and it's uninteresting signature skills. This Digimon does not excel in anything particular. Not bad, but not bad to have while working towards Omegamon Zwarte. Okay, so he kind of functions the same way. He's a nice farmer with Ice Wolf Claw. Water damage, and then the other one is still a null type move, which is pretty cool too. Having null type moves can come in handy because it allows you to bypass resistances. It's just null typing moves are kind of like water moves, really. They're not really common. So this is actually a really good Digimon overall. Just Metalgarurumon just in general is a pretty solid Digimon, but I think that probably the other Metalgarurumon is better. Whereas I think that, you know, Blackwargreymon better. I think regular Garurumon is just better, just in my opinion, because he's a lot faster. He has like 50 more speed almost. 49? Quick maths, right? So that's a thing. And of course, Metalgarurumon X will eventually be a thing. But yeah, so, you know, this guy's not as bulky, though. You can kind of see it. They trade off defenses a lot, so you kind of pick your poison with that. But really, the event's about the black one, so I didn't want to really compare it too heavily, but I just wanted to kind of point that out. So a cool thing about this, though, is a lot of Digimon, and I don't think this is exactly the same for Greymon, excuse me. Greymon, we'll come back to Greymon in a minute, but a lot of Digimon that have one on the path, Wergarurumon Black or just regular Wergarurumon, I'm pretty sure they all have each other on the path, which is cool, because if you have a Digimon that's stuck on this path or something like that, you can turn it into the black variant, like right here. I can do this, because I have a +3 Wergarurumon that's just stuck because Metalgarurumon fragments haven't come out, Mirage Galgamon hasn't come out, and he's just stuck, right? I need to awaken him one more time and he can be a +4 Digimon, and boom, I just need to get 21 fragments of the black, and you can go from there. And if you're somebody in a similar position like me, which I also have like a +2 one, that's kind of in the same exact scenario, you know, you can do that again, and you can work from there. I don't think it's exactly the same for the Greymon. Let's go ahead and check him out. See, Greymon has different paths, which maybe these guys turn into a regular Greymon anyway, right? No, not you. Let's see the other one. Blue Metal Greymon. You turn into War Greymon, so that's cool. If you're on this path, you can do it. If you're stuck as a Blue Metal Greymon, I guess. That way he turns into both Digimon, so that's cool. And Megadramon. Okay, Megadramon actually turns into Ulforce. So if you got stuck with something like this, you probably want to turn it into Ulforce. So yeah, it's not exactly the same, at least not in my scenario. So that's just something you guys can consider. And that's one of the things that I talk about in the video that I put out earlier today, basically on how to use other mega evolutions to get to the ultimate mega, or get to the final mega that you really want. Because with this guy, he's stuck as a Garurumon here, but he was actually from the Gaomon, right? He's from Gaomon. So Gaomon actually has a lot of possible megas, and by simply being able to get those fragments to turn him into Blackwargreymon, or Metal Greymon, excuse me, I can research him again and turn him into any one of these, right? So a lot of options. For example, Beelzemon's top tier, a lot of other top tiers here. So a lot of these aren't released yet either. Just keep that in mind if you're like a global player. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate the continued support here on the channel. And yeah, again, that stuff should be going live in a couple of days. Make sure that you guys use growlmon.net for all your needs. Also, the Reddit is pretty cool. It does have a lot of resources there too. But anyways, thank you guys for the continued support. I'll catch you guys in the next Digimon Linkz video. Take it easy, guys.